If you still struggle to speak English, even after months or years of trying, then what I'm about to share with you may finally unlock the part of your brain that has been holding you back. Most learners assume English is difficult because of grammar, vocabulary, or practice. But in reality, the problem lies somewhere completely different. The real struggle happens inside your mind long before you open your mouth to speak. Today, I'm going to show you a method so simple, so gentle, and so effective that even complete beginners can feel progress in a single day. All you need to do is slow down, breathe, and let your brain relax into English instead of fighting with it. So take a moment, get comfortable, and get ready, because this lesson might be the turning point you've been waiting for. Welcome to FluentX. Learn English fast and simple. Many learners believe English feels difficult because they haven't practiced enough. But the truth is far more emotional than technical. Your brain has been trained for years to think in your native language. And every time you try to speak English, your mind panics and runs back to what feels safe. This panic becomes confusion, hesitation, and silence. You start sentences, but cannot finish them. You listen, yet you understand too late. You know words, but they don't appear when you need them. This is not a lack of intelligence. This is simply your brain choosing comfort over challenge. And today, we will gently shift that comfort toward English. There is a hidden barrier every English learner carries inside their thoughts. It's not grammar or vocabulary, it's fear. Fear of making mistakes, fear of sounding wrong, fear of speaking slowly, fear of being judged. This fear creates mental pressure, and pressure blocks fluency. When your brain is tense, it cannot access language freely. Imagine trying to open a door while someone pushes from the other side. That's what fear does inside your mind. Our goal today is not to fight this barrier, but to dissolve it gently by making English feel safe, simple, and natural again. Fluency doesn't start with words leaving your mouth. It starts with how your thoughts form inside your mind. If your thoughts are messy, fast, or translated, your speech will reflect that. But when your thoughts become slow, clear, and simple, speaking becomes easy. This is why fluent speakers seem calm. Their minds move in an easy rhythm. They don't chase words. Words come to them. Before we speak English, we must learn to think English. And before we think English, we must learn to slow down. Today's method is built exactly on that rhythm. Before trying any technique, you must reset your mind. This reset begins with accepting that English is not something you perform, it's something you experience. When you stop trying to impress and start allowing yourself to learn gently, your brain becomes open and responsive. You give yourself permission to be imperfect. You allow English to come slowly. You stop forcing yourself to speak fast. This mental reset is the first key step to breaking the struggle. Once your mind relaxes, new pathways begin to open. Now let's introduce the habit that will transform your English thinking. Once every hour, create one simple English thought. Not a sentence, not a conversation, just one calm, clear thought. Something like, I'm ready, or I'm learning, or I'm listening. These small thoughts act like drops of water that slowly fill a cup. Over time, your brain sees English not as a challenge, but as a normal part of your day. This one habit, if done consistently, can completely change the way English exists inside your mind. Many people study English for an hour a day, but gain nothing, while others think one small English thought every hour and improve faster. Why? Because frequent small signals are stronger than occasional heavy study. Your brain learns through repetition, not duration. A single English thought repeated many times creates more fluency than a long session filled with stress. This habit works because it fits your brain's natural learning rhythm. Short, simple, consistent moments that remind your mind to choose English. When you repeat small English thoughts throughout the day, your brain builds new neural pathways. These pathways are like roads. The more you use them, the easier they become to travel. Slowly, the road for English becomes smoother than the road for translation. This is why, after some time, your brain begins to choose English automatically. You experience a moment where English seems to appear before your native language. That is the moment mental fluency begins. It's subtle but powerful. One of the biggest secrets of fluent speakers is that they never let English feel heavy. They keep it light, gentle, and enjoyable. When you create simple English thoughts, you never reach exhaustion because the effort is tiny. No pressure, no overthinking, no performance. You're simply switching the language of your thoughts. The mind learns best when it feels safe. This method keeps your brain calm, which makes learning faster and easier. Your daily life is full of moments where this habit fits naturally. When you wake up, your thought can be, I'm awake. When you drink water, you can think, I'm drinking. When you walk, you can think, I'm walking. These thoughts take only 1 second, yet they create a rhythm. A rhythm becomes a habit. A habit becomes fluency. You're not studying English, you're living with English. And that difference is everything. Translation slows you down because your brain is trying to convert ideas instead of creating them. But when you practice simple English thoughts, you bypass translation completely. Your brain begins forming ideas in English directly. This direct thinking removes the delay, removes the hesitation, and removes the fear of speaking. You begin responding faster, understanding faster, and speaking faster, not because you know more English, but because your mind is no longer translating. Your brain remembers what feels calm, safe, and meaningful. When you attach gentle English thoughts to your everyday life, your brain starts linking English with comfort instead of stress. That emotional shift is more important than any grammar rule you will ever learn. Once English feels safe, mistakes no longer scare you. Speaking no longer feels risky. You become free to learn, free to think, free to speak. By the third day of using this habit, most learners experience a small breakthrough. You may notice that your mind reaches for a simple English word before your native language. It may be a small reaction like okay, or fine, or yes. But this moment is evidence that your brain is changing. These micro breakthroughs are signs of fluency forming deep inside your thoughts. From here, everything becomes easier. When English thoughts start appearing naturally, your confidence rises. You stop doubting yourself. You stop waiting for permission to think in English. You begin trusting your mind. Confidence is not the result of perfect speaking. It is the result of consistent thinking. And when your thoughts stabilize, your voice follows with ease. You speak slower, clearer, and more naturally, without force. Learners think fast speaking comes from fast thinking. But real fluency comes from slow thinking. When your thoughts are calm and clear, your words become smooth and easy. Slow thinking creates space for your mind to react in English. It gives your brain time to prepare. And because your thinking is slow, your speech becomes faster. This paradox is one of the most powerful principles of language learning. For the next 24 hours, create one English thought every hour. Keep it gentle. Keep it simple. Keep it calm. When your mind wants to translate, smile and return to your English thought. Don't chase perfection. Don't force fluency. Just build the habit. By tonight, you may notice small shifts. By tomorrow, those shifts will grow. And by the end of the week, English will begin to feel closer, softer, more natural. Thank you for listening and learning with FluentX. Use this habit daily. Stay calm and let English grow inside your mind, slowly, gently, naturally. FluentX. Learn English fast and simple. See you in the next lesson.